You will receive a zip file containing InoLink setup, license, installation manual, user manual and end-user license agreement. For the purpose of this video, we have kept the InoLink installation file on the desktop. To install InoLink, double-click on the InoLink setup file. After you click on the setup file, InoLink installation wizard will appear. Click on Next. License agreement window will appear next. Read the license agreement details, check on I agree and click Next. By default, InoLink will be installed on this path. If you want to install it in some other location, click on Browse and select the location. Click on Next. Now click on Next to start the installation. A new window will appear to help you attach database and import CRM solution. Start by selecting the server to attach the integration database. Under the CRM details section, provide details like deployment model, CRM server, organization, domain name, username and password. Select the deployment model like on-premises, or internet-facing deployment, or online. Based on your CRM deployment, the CRM server, URL and the username varies based on the deployment model selected. For on-premises, the URL and username structure is as shown in the image. However, when entering details in InoLink, enter the domain name and user separately in their respective fields. For IFD, the URL and username structure is as shown in the image. However, when entering details in InoLink, enter the domain name and user separately in their respective fields. For online, the URL and username structure is as shown in the image. When you select online deployment model, the organization and domain name fields are automatically disabled, as InoLink will retrieve this information. Now enter the rest of the details. After entering the details, click on Install. You have now successfully installed InoLink on your system. You can find InoLink settings in the Start menu by either searching it, or you can find it in All Programs. Click on it to run InoLink. We will cover the different menus and menu items in InoLink settings as we configure InoLink. First, we have to connect QuickBooks and Dynamics 365 with InoLink. To do this, go to File menu and then Connections. Here you need to provide QuickBooks and CRM details to connect both the systems. Under QuickBooks section you require Consumer Key, Consumer Secret and Country. Consumer Key and Consumer Secret is provided from QuickBooks. We will guide you how you can get the two keys. First, go to the browser and open developer.intuit.com. Now sign in with your QuickBooks credentials. After you have signed in, click on Create New App, then click on Select API and select Accounting. Next, click on Create App. Click on Settings tab and here you can add your application name and also add logo and other details. Click on Save. Now go to the Keys tab. Here you can find the Consumer Key and Consumer Secret. Copy these keys and paste it in the respective fields in InoLink settings. Enter the CRM details like deployment model, organization, domain name, username and password. Then click on Connect. Now click on Save. This is to authorize InoLink to connect with QuickBooks. Now select the company you would like to connect to. Click on Authorize to complete the authorization process. You have now successfully connected QuickBooks and Dynamics 365. Now, let's register InoLink with the license file provided to you. Go to File menu and then License Registration. Click on Browse and then select the license registration file. Click on Register to register the license. Click on Yes. You have successfully registered InoLink. QuickBooks and Dynamics 365 handle some accounting concepts like discounts and write-in products differently. To allow error-free syncing, we set up the products that need to be used for specific accounting features, namely, write-in product and line discount product. Go to File menu and then click on Mapping. First, let's discuss write-in product. Dynamics 365 allows for either adding existing products as line items or enter in a write-in product in quote and invoice. QuickBooks, however, does not allow entering a line item without specifying the product. To avoid conflict, we request a service type of product to be created in QuickBooks that we can use when transferring write-in lines from CRM transactions to QuickBooks. Now we'll discuss line discount product. Dynamics 365 allows you to specify discounts for line items by specifying the discount amount in the discount fields on the line item form. QuickBooks, on the other hand, requires products to be created of the type discount and add it as a separate line item in the transaction. Click on Save to save product mapping. Now, we'll set the integration preferences for customer synchronization between the two systems. Go to Features menu and then select Customers. Check CRM to QuickBooks when you would like to move Dynamics 365 accounts and contacts to QuickBooks. Name matching criteria has two options, Exact and Pattern. Exact will look for an exact name match, while Pattern will perform a pattern match to cover for any typos in data entry in the two systems. Use deadlock when to define the application that will hold the last change, in case changes are made in both systems to the same record. Set Allow Primary Contacts to Sync flag if you would like the primary contact field from Dynamics 365 to be synced to contact field in QuickBooks. Check QuickBooks to CRM when you would like to move customers from QuickBooks to Dynamics 365. Save changes to save the customer sync preference details. Now let's set product sync preference. Check CRM to QuickBooks to move products from Dynamics 365 to QuickBooks. Select name matching criteria and deadlock when. Every product in QuickBooks needs to have asset account, income account and cost of goods sold account provided for correct handling of the accounting transactions against these products. When a product is moved from Dynamics 365 to QuickBooks, it will set the accounts as seen in this screenshot. Once you have provided the correct account names, let's check QuickBooks to CRM to move items from QuickBooks to Dynamics 365. Provide the default unit group and unit to be set for new products created in Dynamics 365 from QuickBooks. Products in Dynamics 365 need to have a default price list provided. This default value will be used for products created from QuickBooks. Enter the default value to be set for the decimal supported attribute of the product in Dynamics 365. Click on Save. Now let's set the sync preference for quotes and invoices. Go to Features menu, then Transactions and click on Quotes. Check CRM to QuickBooks. Set the Auto Create Missing Customer option to Yes, If you would like to automatically create missing customer in QuickBooks when a transaction is promoted from Dynamics 365 to QuickBooks, set this option to no. If you would like to manually control the customer records being created in QuickBooks. Once the Calculate Tax option is enabled, tax would automatically be calculated and displayed in Dynamics 365 fields. Similarly, you can set the sync preference for invoices. You can also set the sync preference for sales history. Enter the last modified on date that should be used as the cutoff date for importing sales transaction from QuickBooks to Dynamics 365. InoLink application runs as a service. There are 3 services designed to handle the sync operations between Dynamics 365 and QuickBooks. Accounting to CRM High Priority Service is used to move customers and products from QuickBooks to Dynamics 365. This service is scheduled to run at an interval of 30 minutes, however, you have the option to change the poll interval. Accounting to CRM Low Priority Service will move data like current balance, total balance, last transaction date, year-to-date sales, aging details and inventory updates from QuickBooks to Dynamics 365. This service is scheduled to run once a day. CRM to Accounting Service will move accounts, contacts, products, quotes and invoices from Dynamics 365 to QuickBooks. This service is scheduled to run at an interval of 30 minutes. This service will look for the linked jobs in Dynamics 365 and process them. You can use Batch Run option to process a sync of a batch of Dynamics 365 records, like accounts, contacts and products based on their last modified date. Enter the date range for selecting records to be synced with QuickBooks and click on Start. You could use Link Existing option when you have records already set up in both systems. If you use the same naming conventions in both Dynamics 365 and QuickBooks, you could use the exact pattern matching setting in the sync preferences and have these records linked automatically. But if you do not have the same names used in both systems, it would be advisable to use this screen to manually verify the records that are being linked together by the sync. Enter the name range to select the records from both systems to be linked. You have the option to show all records, linked records or unlinked records. Click on Get Customers button, and it will fetch all the customers from the specified range and based on the option selected. Use the Smart Match button to automatically have InoLink suggest the linking for the records. Similarly, you can link existing products. In the Diagnostics menu, the error log will provide a list of any errors the integration process may have encountered while performing the sync. If you encounter any error while using InoLink, click on Export, and export the error log as a .csv file. Mail the exported CSV file to us on crm@inogic.com to identify and resolve the issues.